Okay. Hi. Okay, good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Art Smart with Teacher Precious. Hello. Okay. So welcome. I think this is the 8th episode of our 12-week challenge. Okay. So, kamusta naman kayo? Okay, so check natin kung sino ang mga present dito sa ating Art Smart class. From Facebook, from Teacher Precious Facebook page, and also on Knowledge Channel's Facebook page, and on Kumu. Okay, so before we begin, please comment where you're watching from. Include your age, your location, and maybe school. School kung saan kayo nanonood. Okay, so mag-check muna ako ng comments. Okay, check muna tayo ng comments. Yan, babatiin natin kung sino yung mga early bird at sino yung mga nauna. Okay, let's see. Okay, check ko lang. Live na ba? Okay. Let's see. Ayun. Live na si. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Princess. Hi, Che. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Chris Will. Very good, Chris Will. Good morning. Si Mary Jacqueline. Si Jelly. Hi. Ay, from Kia, Sab, and Eunice. Sino pala yun? From Marikina. Sino pa? Si Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. Si Jillian. Si Yomi. Grayson from Las Piñas. Si Margo. Yes, si Margo. Lagi nandito. Si Zane. Saka si Frankie from Bukidnon. Welcome. Yan, si Kia Saben Eunice, nabati ko na. Of course, si Manuel from Marikina, grade 1 mahusay. And laging nagsasabit ng artwork si Manuel. Si Miss Rhea, hello. And Dana Ray, sige, Dana Ray, grade 1 from Centex, Manila. Si JM, okay. Hey, Mommy Ina Anidre, may I know from what class? Si Amanda from Laguna. Good morning po. Welcome. Sabella from Batangas and Alpha Sky. Okay. Let's see. Sino rin? Si Ma'am from Shanghai. Si Ma'am Na. Okay. Yan. Sige, let's see. Sino naman yung nasa Knowledge Channel at kung meron din po magpapabati from Kumu. Let's see. Okay. Ayan si December.ph from Calamba and Grace Guerreras from Cavite. Let's see. Sa Knowledge Channel naman. Check ko rin ha. Sige, just comment where you're watching from. Si Amethyst, of course, from Ginayangan Elementary School. Okay. Si Conchita, hello po from Marikina and si Alpha Sky. Yay! Okay, let's see Sino naman sa Knowledge Channel ang mga nandito? Ay, wait lang Parang distorted ang ating video. Okay, sino pa? Si Christian. Hello. Si Christian from Ilocos Norte. Si Calvin. Hello. Jaden from Centex. Welcome. Si Olive Zoe. Okay, sino pa? Si Krishna from Valenzuela. And Mylene from Carlos Miguel Estacio from Marikina. Si Calvin. Hi, Calvin! Ayan. Si Michaela from Iloilo. Ayan. Okay. O yan, sige. So, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, who's watching us for today. Okay. So, yan. Ayan, mukhang madami na tayong kasama ngayon. So, don't forget to share this stream with your friends and family. So, mas masayang gumawa ng art. So, magpatulong lang kay Mommy o kay Daddy and click the share button. At pwede din kayo mag-send ng stars and virtual gifts sa Knowledge Channel. Okay? Lahat ng maiipon nating virtual gifts ay gagamitin para sa projects ng Knowledge Channel Foundation. At sama-samang suporta, mas marami pang mag-aaral ang ating maaabot. Okay? At of course, gusto magpasalamat sa mga nag-share na artwork nila last time. Okay? So thank you so much for sharing your work and posting your work online. Okay? So pwede ba nating panoorin ang video na to? Okay. Yung ginawa natin last week ay watercolor landscapes. Okay, wow, very good. So, tinitingnan ko yung mga works nila. Wow, very good. Ang galing. Good job. Okay. Alam ko yung iba sa inyo medyo nahihirapan or hindi masyado satisfied sa kanilang first artwork. Pero nung nakita ko dito, nakita ko yung iba. I think sila Margot, yan, nakagawa sila ng magandang version, na bagong version. So talaga nakakatulong ang pag-practice. So when you keep practicing, you'll really improve your artistic skills. So very good. Yay, I'm so happy. Okay, so maraming salamat sa pag-share ng inyong artworks. So kung gusto nyong i-share ang inyong artwork sa activity natin ngayon, so i-upload nyo lang ang inyong photo sa inyong social media, magpatulong kay nanay at tatay. At sa pag-post, set nyo to sa public para makita ng Knowledge Channel and gamitin ang hashtag ArtSmart with Teacher Precious or hashtag ArtSmart. Okay? So yan. So handa na ba kayo? Okay? Ready na ba? Yeah, before that, meron lang akong babatiin ulit na bago. So, hi kay Marcos from Batangas, from Lorlani. Ayan, si Lorlani. And si Marie from Bulacan. And kay Ma'am Pablita who from Massachusetts. She's watching. Hello po. Yan, si Amber and Jaden from Iloilo City. Yan, si Harleen din. Wow. Okay. Yan. So, yan. So, ready na ba tayo? Sige, later po, mamaya po. Hi, Ma'am Alice from Review Hub. Okay, thank you for watching. Ayan. Sige, so ngayon, excited na ba kayo sa ating activity? So, sino sa inyo mahilig mag-doodles or maggawa ng mga simpleng drawings? Okay, alam niyo ba kung anong gagawin natin today? Do you know what we're gonna do today? So today our art activity is doodling nature. Okay, we'll be making some plants, flowers, and trees. Gagawa tayo ng mga halaman, puno, bulaklak. Okay, so bago yan, ipapakita ko muna kung ano yung mga gagamitin nating materials sa araw na to. I'll show you the materials that we're gonna use today. Yan. So you can see my screen. Yan. So the basic materials are watercolor cake. So we're using cake kasi mas madali itong gamitin. Cake pwedeng ganyan, pwedeng yung mas malaki. So ito lang ginamit ko, mas maliit kasi mas kasya sa table ko. And then 2 water containers. 1. Para saan yung water container? Why do we need 2? Sino nakakaalam? If you're here last time or if you've been following me for a while since last year, diba? Last year we made lots of watercolor classes, diba? Marami na tayong ginawang watercolor workshops last year. Kahit nung February, dito rin sa ArtSmart, diba? Nag-watercolor din tayo. Gumagamit tayo ng 2 water containers. We use 2 water containers. Why? Bakit? Yan. Bakit dalawa? Yung isa for what? Yan. Very good si JM. The first one is for the first wash or for cleaning your brush. So kung wari madumi yung brush nyo, dito nyo siya sasawsaw. Yan. So pag madumi na yung brush or madumi na yung water, madumi na rin yung brush nyo. So what we do, we will clean it here sa, what is this for? And the second wash is for the clean water. Yan, para mas malinis yung brush nyo. So, 2 beses nyo lagi huhugasan yung paintbrush. Right? Yan, para laging malinis at vibrant at bright ang inyong colors. Yan. Okay, kasi question, ano mangyayari kapag kunwari itong dirty water? Itong dirty water yung ginamit natin sa color yellow or sa white or sa orange. What will happen if we use a dirty water and mix it with the other colors? What will happen? Okay, ano mangyayari? Ano mangyayari sa paint if we use dirty water? What will happen? Okay, it will become dirty din. Magiging muddy. Okay, hindi na siya matingkad. It will not be vibrant anymore. It will look muddy and messy if you use a dirty water. So, it's very important that you always use clean water when doing watercolor. Okay? And yan. So, tandaan niyo yun. Okay. Yan. Tsaka para hindi na pabalik-balik sa sink, Yan. Pag dalawa kasi yung water container nyo, hindi na kayo, mas matagal madudumi itong isa. You can use PET bottles, any cups. Okay? Yan. Okay, next material that we're gonna use are the paint brushes. So, I have a thick one and I have a thin one. The thick one is used, or Chinese brush is used for big areas, pag malaki yung pipaintingan nyo. Okay, a thin one is used for small areas, kagaya nito. Okay? Yan. So, maybe, anong brush ang gamit nyo? Ito ba yung plastic brush na maliit, nakasama dyan sa set? Or do you have a Chinese brush like this? Or sable brush, kagaya nito na malambot at parang hair yung brush? Anong gamit nyo? Because using the correct type of paintbrush is very important too. Usually, pag bumili kayo ng set, yung ibang pang kids, minsan hindi maganda yung paintbrush, gawa sa plastic. At pag gawa sa plastic, hindi siya nakaka-absorb ng water. If it's made out of plastic, it will be difficult for the brush to absorb water. Okay. So, pabalik-balik kayo. Natutuyo kagad yung brush. Your brush will dry up easily. So, if you have time, you can check online, buy some Chinese brush for watercolor. Mura lang siya actually, mga 15 pesos, ganyan. Or if not, you can just use a big brush and then use cotton buds. Meron din ba kayong cotton buds? Sorry, hindi na namin na-mention sa materials, but if you have cotton buds, very helpful siya, especially for correcting mistakes. So, minsan nagkakamali tayo, lumalagpas. Yung cotton buds, yung gamit natin pang tanggal dun sa excess paint. Okay, you can remove it from remove some paint from the water. Yan. Okay, sino may cotton buds? Do you have cotton buds? If wala, it's okay. You will just use the paintbrush. Okay? And plastic brush. Yan. If you're using a plastic brush now, okay lang yon because you're just starting. Okay? So, at least, pag next time, if you have the chance or if kaya nang bumili, or if gusto nyo ng mas galingan pa or gandahan pa ang inyong materials, you can buy a sable brush or Chinese brush for watercolor. Yan. Okay, sino may cotton buds? Yan, sila Lorlani, meron daw siya ng Chinese brush, saka si Francesca. Okay, sila Olive Zoe, yan. Okay, okay lang kahit plastic for today, you're still starting. Okay, minsan ganun talaga. Okay, at least alam nyo na, di ba? Next time, if you're gonna buy one. Okay, and also, we'll be using some watercolor paper. So, very important din to use the correct type of paper, especially in watercolor. But for this activity, since we're gonna do a wet on dry activity. Ayan. So, hindi naman magwa-warp masyado yung paper. Maybe you can use ordinary paper. Better if watercolor, but if not, you can use Oslo. Or folder. Or cheaper version, vellum boards. So, ito yung cardboard na makikita nyo minsan sa National. Parang folder or parang Bristol. Okay, basta makapal. So, question, why do we need to use a thick paper when painting, when using watercolor? Bakit kailangan makapal yung papel kapag gumagamit ng watercolor? Who can tell me? Let's see who can answer? Who can tell me why do we need a thick paper when doing watercolor? Why not just use ordinary paper? Kasi, why? Sige nga, let me see. Why? Bakit kailangan? Let's see Sige, I'll wait for the answer. Sino makakakuha ng tamang sagot? And if wala naman kayong watercolor paper or folder, sige, of course, you can still use your ordinary sketch pad or watercolor paper. Okay. Ayan, sabi ni Arnelana, para po hindi mabasa. Mababasa din siya. Yan, sabi ni Christian Yusef, para hindi po mabutasan pag nabasa. Yes. Para hindi mabutas pag nabasa. Yes, Melvin, because it will be super wet. Yes, para hindi mag-melt, sabi ni Francesca. Correct. Very good. Sabi ni MK, water will soak through the paper if it's too thin. Yes. Okay. Hello po. Yan. So, if because we're using some water, minsan natutunaw or the paper will get too wet. Okay, so that's why we need the sturdy water. So para dun ng watercolor paper. Kasi napansin ko marami pong, kahit sabihin kong gumamit ng watercolor paper or vellum boards, yung iba gamit pa rin nila manipis. Also, kapag if you're using a thin paper or ordinary paper, it's difficult to blend. Okay, so pag na-paint nyo siya, hindi na siya nabiblend. Pag thin paper. Pag watercolor paper, mas may chance kayo to do blending. Like that. Yan, okay. So yan, okay. Tama-tama si Jillian, okay? Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready for our activity today? Okay, so for today, we're trying to do some doodles from nature. We'll just make very simple artwork. So you can use this as decoration for a greeting card. Okay? And we'll just use basic shapes. And today, I will be teaching you how to use the brush properly. Tuturuan ko kayo paano gumamit ng tama sa pag-paint brush. We'll learn about sitting brush and standing brush. Tsaka, we'll learn about wet on dry technique. So, wet on dry. Okay? Meron kasing wet on wet. If you want, you can check out my other videos, Teacher Precious page, andun lahat ng mga ibang previous work. So this one is a review or dun sa mga dati nang nakanood. Also a new lesson para sa ating new viewers. So are you ready? Please comment below if you're ready to do watercolor. Please comment, you're ready. Comment ready, Lorelani. Very good si Lorelani. Ready na. Okay, who else? Si Catherine, ready na. Yay! The Chris Will. Sino pang ready? Yan. Ready? Comment ready. Or comment thumbs up. Okay, yay! Sila Christian and Mercy. Sila Ma'am Leah. Yay! Okay, so let's start. Okay. So first, let's practice first a sitting brush and a standing brush. So this time, scratch paper muna. Okay, kahit practice muna. Practice. So ordinary paper muna. Scratch paper lang tayo. Let's scratch paper lang. Meron akong scratch paper. Hindi mo na tong watercolor paper. Practice muna tayo. Practice time! Okay. We'll try to do a sitting brush and a standing brush. Ha? Review lang to. I did this before dun sa ibang video. So, review. Okay, so choose a brush. Kuha ko ng paintbrush. Ha? First, let's do a sitting brush. Ano ba yung sitting brush? Ito, I come up with this names para madali maituro yung tamang stroke ng watercolor. Okay, so first, wet your paintbrush. And wet your paintbrush. Kita nyo ba? And wet your paintbrush. Okay, and then get some paint. So, paano ba magkuha ng paint? So, minsan chalky or matigas yung inyong cake, watercolor cake. But if you're using prang or like this Cotman, medyo mas malambot sila. Okay, so choose a color. Maybe I'll choose red. And then try to swirl it 5 to 10 times para lumambot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kasi minsan yung bata, minsan nagmamadali. Ganun lang. Wala nang nakuhang paint. But if you really want your paint to be vibrant, you have to swirl maybe 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yan. And then, let's try to make a sitting brush. So, sitting brush, you will press your paintbrush sa paper like this. And then, stroke kayo. Yan, makapal. Yan, kulang yung paint ko. Sit. Yan, parang siyang nakaupo. Parang naka-sit down yung brush. Yan, tapos, stroke nyo siya. Yan, di ba makapal? So, that's your sitting brush. Yan, that's your sitting brush. Okay? Yan, were you able to try? Okay, what can you notice sa sitting brush? Medyo, makapal or manipis? Is it thick or thin? If you press the brush on the paper, is it thick or thin? Makapal ba or manipis? Can you comment? Makapal or manipis? Ba? Yan, tapos wash natin dito. Wash muna, wash. Yan. Wash ulit. Yan, tama si James Parker. Thick. Yes, it's thick. Okay. So this is the sitting brush. Okay, now naman, let's try to do a standing brush. Okay, so standing brush, You will try to let the brush stand on the paper. Okay, try not to put too much pressure. Kailangan hindi madiin, ha? Okay, wag diinan masyado. Sige, let's try to do a standing brush this time. So again, get some paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time, I'm using the same brush, but this time, you will let it stand. Parang ganito siya, oh. Patayo lang. Ganyan lang siya. Patayo. Okay? Dahan-dahan. Parang nag-ice skating. Parang nag-figure skating yung paintbrush sa paper. Look. Standing brush, ha? Tingnan nyo. Oops. 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 Can you practice this? Okay, what can you notice? Dapat no sound. What can you notice sa brush? What can you notice sa strokes? Is it thick or thin? Ano yung strokes? Thick or thin? Ano yung strokes sa standing brush? Makapal or manipis? Ano? Yung sa dito. Dito naman sa standing brush. Makapal ba or manipis? What did you notice? Mas? Ano siya? Thin. Very good, Isaiah. Thin. Good job. And Olive Zoe and Christine. Very good. It's thin. Yan. Si James and Mercy. Good job. Mas thin siya. So what we want today to get this, okay, is we'll do a sitting brush. Dapat gentle lang. Okay? So crayons is different from a paintbrush. Okay? So now, very good. Yan, si our Christian and Mercy. Very good. Yan. Okay? So now, let's try to make some doodles. Okay, ready na ba? Okay. So if you're ready, if you're finished with the sitting brush and standing brush, okay, what are we gonna use today? Ano yung gagamitin natin? Sitting brush ba or standing brush? To make thin lines for the doodles. Ano yung gagamitin nating technique? Sitting brush or standing brush? We're gonna use what are we gonna use? Anong technique gagamitin natin? We're gonna do the standing brush para manipis. Okay? Yan, very good. Yung mga nag-recite, sila Yudi, sila Christine, sila Criswell, sila Jirin, sila Amethyst. Very good. Okay? Hi, Phoenix. Okay, now, are you ready to make some doodle drawings like this? Yan. Pwede rin kayo gumamit ng markers pala. Markers gamit ko rito. Yan. Okay. Or pencil din. Pwede. Yan. So, let's start. Yan. So, we'll be using watercolor paper this time. Gagamitin ko na yung aking watercolor paper. Okay. For this one, usually yung watercolor paper, 200 GSM. But ang gamit ko dito is 300 GSM. Makapal siya, oh. Okay. Now, sige. Start tayo gumawa ng mga doodles. Let's start to make some flowers. Petals first. Yan. So, look. Yan na. Tingnan nyo tong brush ko. Dirty na tong water. Nakikita nyo? Dirty na. And then wash it here. Now, let's see. I want to make some orange flowers. I'll swirl here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pag hindi pa masyado, ulit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan. Okay. Let's try to make some small ovals lang. Look. 1, 2. Look, very gentle. I'm doing standing brush. 3, 4. Pwedeng 4, pwedeng 5 petals. Try to make it round. Yan. And then so watercolor, instead of, hindi siya parang crayon. It's not like crayon. Try to dab gently. Yan. And then if you want to add more color, let's say, may glare ba? No, may glare. Yan. Yan, may glare pa ba? Wala nang glare. Yan. If you want to add more color, let's say want red. Dab nyo lang sa red. Look, gentle lang. Dab. And then look, dab nyo lang din siya. Hindi nyo kailangan i-rub. Look. Dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab. Yan. Di ba? Nakita nyo na red yung gitna. The middle is red. But don't try to mix it. because it's wet, it will blend and mix on its own. Yan. And then try to clean it. So, kunwari, medyo may lagpas-lagpas. And sabi ni Phoenix, can I use markers? Yes. If you don't have paint today, you can use crayons. You can use your markers. Okay? Just follow the shape and the silhouette. Okay? You can use markers if you don't have paint today. Yan. If medyo lagpas-lagpas, tingnan nyo mas madali gumamit ng cotton bud. Kung lagpas yung inyong drawing. So, just wet your cotton bud. Wet it, wet. Kumari yan, lagpas. Get some paint. Then look, fix natin to. Trace, outside. Yan. Kung nahihirapan kayo sa paintbrush. But for our ates and kuyas na mas older or some more advanced, and mga mommies and teachers natin who are joining today, you can use a paintbrush to practice. Now we have one flower. Okay. So ito yan. Let's make another one. I'll try to make another one using yellow naman. Yellow, I'll wash. Pwede rin itong cotton bud, tingnan nyo. Yellow naman. Yellow. Yellow. Ay, sorry, hindi nakita. Yellow. Yan. And let's try longer one. Pahaba naman. 1, 2. You can experiment and then just try na huwag niyong pagdikit-dikitin kasi we're doing a wet on dry technique. That means, do you know what wet on dry means? Sino nakakaalam? Wet on dry technique. It's a wet paint on dry paper. Yan. Wet nyo lang. Ito naman mas pahaba. Di ba? Okay. Pwede nyo rin lagyan ng thread sa gitna. Look. 1 dot. Here. Let's make another one. Diba? Gawa akong 3 Nagawa akong 3. Purple naman. I don't have purple. I'll just use blue and try ko naman gumamit ng pwede nyo rin gawin, outline nyo lang with the cotton bud. And then use a paintbrush to fill in the inner parts. Okay, try na akong gumamit ng paintbrush. Blue naman. This time, look, if you have a smaller brush, better. If you use a smaller brush, kasi you can use a smaller brush for smaller areas. Yan. You can mix colors, so I'll add some red din naman dito. Red. Kita ba? Diba? Yan. So we let this dry. You will let it dry first. Yeah. Okay. Okay, how's your work? Kamusta naman yung mga gawa nyo? Nakagawa po ba? Nakagawa ng flowers? How many flowers did you make? How many flowers did you make? Yeah, cotton bud na lang. Gawa tayo ng isa pa. Yellow dito sa ilalim. How many flowers did you make? Ilan yung ginawa nyo? Sabi nila, teacher, I just came here. Can I use marker? Sure, you can use crayons. You can use markers. Yan. Walan tayo na flower. Yellow din. Ito man, orange din yung gitna. Chip. Cotton bud lang gamit ko. 3, sabi ni Christian Yusef, 3 daw. He made 3 flowers. Also, Summer, 3. Francesca only made 2. Dalawa lang daw. I made 4. For little kids, so if you're teaching younger kids or kung mas bata kayo or if you're younger, you can use a bigger paper. For a big paper, you can just draw 1 or 2 flowers. But as you get older, you can do smaller objects. Pag mas gumagaling kayo, you can do smaller images or smaller figures. Okay, but if you're young, pag bata pa, use a big paper and just make 1. Yan, syempre. Yan, wow, si James, he made 4 and Rhea made 5. JM, only 1? Add more, JM. Okay, hi Sir Ramon. Hello po. Thank you for watching. And Ma'am Mary Christine Banyes, 3. Wow, si Chi, 6 yung ginawa niya. Okay, next. Let's make a different style. for the flowers. Okay, not only oval. Look, tingnan niyo yung ginawa ko. O, diba? Pwede rin ganito. This one, I painted it first. When it's dry, saka ko nilagyan ng markers. Try natin tulips naman. Tulips. Ganito. Okay? Yeah. Try natin. Let's see. I'm gonna make pink. I don't have pink. I only have red. So, I'll mix red. Wash it here. Get water. Put it here. Yan. So, sa watercolor, if you add more water, mas maglalighten siya. So, for the tulip, make a letter U. Letter U. Parang ganyan. Letter U. Standing brush tayo. Remember, use a standing brush to make thin lines. Letter U. And then, look. Lagyan nyo lang din sa gitna ng ganyan. Yan. Yan. There. And then you can add some paint here. Look, dab ko lang. Dab. Dab means tutuldukan nyo lang yung basang part. You will not rub it. You will not scratch it. Look. Dab. And then yan. Pwede nyo siyang i-tilt yung paper. Look. Diba? Higdagan pa natin dito. Yan. Diba? And then let it dry. Mamaya, it will blend. Magmimix siya mag-isa. Then wash the dirty water. Wash in a clean water. Yeah, I'll make a new one. Let's see. Ano pang color? Anong color gusto niyo? What color do you want me to use? Anong color gusto niyo gamitin ko? What color? Ano naman? Try ko ha. Anong color? Yan. Color. Try ko naman pink and yellow. Yan. Okay, sige. I'll use cotton buds to see. Check nyo. Mas madali kasi talaga yung control. Pink naman. Sige, letter V. Letter U. Isa sa gitna. This time, I will use yellow naman. Yellow. Mix with some yellow sa tip. Dip. And dip. Okay, cotton buds, di ba? Mas madali. Are you using paintbrush or cotton bud? Can you tell me if you're using a paintbrush or cotton bud? Can you tell me? Ay, sabi ni MK at ni Christian and our Christian blue daw. Sige, I'll use blue in a while. Blue naman daw. Blue tulip. Sige, I'll use to blue. Yan. Yun. Blue. Dito naman. Wala nang space eh. There. Letter U. Okay, pwede gawin nyo pa mas ganito, Dok. Ng ganyang shape. And some purple. Red. You know how to make purple? We mix blue and... Yeah. If you don't have crayons, you can use markers. Dito ko naman sa baba ilalagay. Ayan. Dab lang, diba? I'm not mixing it because it's wet, it will mix on its own. Then we let it dry. Papatuyuin nyo lang to. Ayan. Yun, sabi ni Alexis, cotton buds gamit niya. Si our Christian, paintbrush, tsaka si Rowan. Si Phoenix, both. And then si Christian, brush din. It's about si James Parker, cotton buds. Okay, si Catherine, paintbrush. Si Joy Cardama, hello Joy! She's using pen and crayon. Si Jillian, cotton buds. Summer, paintbrush. Tsaka si James. Okay. Si Summer got purple. Si Eva Joy, we use markers. Of course, you can use markers and crayons. Okay, now. There. Now, we can let it dry. Let's add some. Later na natin lalagay. Later, we let it dry first. Okay, so, we'll make a new set. Okay. So, because, before we add the details, we have to let it dry. Bakit natin siya kailangan patuyuin? Why do we have to let it dry before we add other details like the stem? Bakit? Because, what will happen if you mix a wet green paint to the wet part while the paint is still wet dun sa flower? What will happen? Okay, what will happen? They will get mixed up. Magmi-mix yung colors. So, we don't want that. Gusto natin mag-dry muna siya. So, we let it dry first. Okay? So, you can use another paper. For me, I cut this in half. Cut this in half. You can use a new one. Okay, so I have another one. I cut this in. See, there's no more space. We'll make a new pattern. Look. You can do this. Okay. Or you can do this. Or this one. Okay. So are you ready? And let's let it dry. If you're using markers, of course, you don't need to let it dry. You can just, we'll add the stems later. But for the others, if you're using paint, let's let it dry. So it's drying time. I'll make a new one. So when I teach watercolor, we usually make 2 artworks simultaneously. Usually, dalawa yung ginagawa namin ng sabay. Because in watercolor, the drying time is also very important. Nangyari na ba sa inyo na minsan nagpipaint kayo ng watercolor, tapos biglang kumalat yung paint? Dapat hindi naman siya magiging red, naging red, or dapat hindi naman mapupunta dun sa face yung color for the eyes, biglang kumalat yung paint. Did it happen to you when sometimes the paint spreads to the other parts of your painting? Okay, nangyari na ba yun sa inyo? Why did it happen? Bakit kaya? Because maybe that part is still, why? Still wet. Okay, that's the wet on wet technique. Pagbasa pa and then you use it, kakalat. Okay? Yan, nangyari na daw kay Jillian. Okay, next. For this time, we'll try to use cotton buds. If not, you can use your fingers too. If not, you can use cotton buds. Pakita ko muna yung cotton buds. We'll try to make this pretty flower like a dandelion. Okay? Okay. Try ko muna ibang color naman. Itong orange. Orange. Look, I wet it first and then swirl. Okay, so now we'll make some dots. Tingnan nyo Dot, dot, dot. Yan. Yan. Okay. And then another one. Okay. Sa gilid naman. Ano? Okay, practice lang Sometimes if your work is not, some of you might not be happy with your work. Baka yung iba sa inyo hindi natuwa masyado sa gawa nyo. Practice ulit. Or you can do this in a scratch paper first, and then if you're okay, do it on a watercolor paper because watercolor paper can be quite expensive too. Diba? Yan. Ito ko nga lagay para makita nyo yung colors. Mas kita ata pag ganyan. Yan. Next, fingers naman. If you don't have cotton buds, you can use your fingers. The finger. So wet. I'll use blue naman. Itong blue. Finger. Kaso yung finger mas hindi bilog. Look, finger. Oops. Oops. Dapat bilog siya Mas mataba lang kasi yung finger ko. Gawa tayo ng bilog. Yan. O, di ba pwede ring finger? Tapos pwede siyang nasa ganito din. Try ko ganito naman. Ano pa? Yung tissue naman. Ibang color naman pala. I also have a tissue handy so that you can wipe in case you get messy. So, try naman natin paintbrush. Okay, try natin iba. Ganun din. 1, 2, 3. Mas mahirap lang yung paintbrush i-control. Tapos later, we will add the lines using a pencil or a marker. Okay, gawa tayo ng dandelion na ganito. Gawa ko rito ng dandelion naman. Okay, dots. No? Dark masyado. Kasi I mixed orange and blue. Yan, naging brown. Alright. And you can experiment. Yan. Yan. What else? Yan muna. And then we let it dry. We let it dry. Then later, we will add the stem. How was your work? I'll check your work first, ha? Let me see. We can put a yellow here. Yellow dot. Yung cotton bud. Tada! Pwede nyo rin lagyan ng konti. Okay na yan. Gitna. Yan. How many flowers did you make? Okay. Can you tell me what colors did you use? Anong mga kulay ang ginamit nyo? For me, can you comment what color did you use? For me, I used orange, blue, red, and some dark blue. Okay, what colors did you use? Hi, Alriza from Malino Elementary School, grade 6 Matapat. Okay, wet pa po, sabi ni Christian. Phoenix, sabi ni Phoenix, this is fun, Teacher Precious. Yay! Okay, si Isaiah made 4. Okay, Jericho said, good. Okay, sabi ni JM, 7 flowers. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, yung iba, how about the others? Sabi ni Phoenix, he used pink, blue, and purple. Si Christian, blue, red, yellow, and orange. Wow. Si Isaiah, blue, green, and yellow. Si Jillian, pink, orange, red, and black. Okay. There. Next. Si Alexis, orange, blue, and red. Okay, now, I'll go back to our work earlier, yung gawa natin kanina. Look, check yung first, check if it's dry. See, if it's dry, kagaya nito, medyo dry na. Yan, medyo dry na. Maybe we can use a marker. If you have a marker. Or you can use pencil. You can use a crayon. Pwede ring brush pen. Igawa na lang tayo ng black marker lang. Black lang. Black. Yan. Yan. You can also use cotton bud na green if you want. Okay, tingnan nyo Yan. Okay. Now, we'll just add the stem. Look at what I did here. Nag-add lang ako ng grass actually sa likod. Pwede nyo din lagyan ng grass. Pero next time na. So, gawan lang natin ng stem. Look, from here hanggang sa baba. Straight line. Okay, and then here. Oops. Then another line here. Tapos ito. Look, tingnan nyo to Look here. Because this stem will be behind this flower. Look. And stop. And there. You can make a new one here. Pwede rin color green if you have green markers. Diba? Here, we have some flowers. You can add more flowers. You can add some grass. Tingnan nyo paano mag-add ng grass. So, cotton brush lang din gamit ko or cotton buds. Okay, and then from the edge of the paper, mula sa labas ng paper, look. Parang kayo nag-check. Check. Ayan, para check. Dry brush. Yan lang. Kita ba? Kita naman. Yan, diba? Here, you can even add a butterfly. Lagyan ko lang ng isang butterfly. Here. Yan. Now, I'll get back to my other drawing. Check nyo kung tuyo na ba to? Tuyo na ba? And si Ron, blue and red daw gamit niya. Si Alexis, orange, blue and red. Si Christian, blue, red, green, and yellow. Okay, wow. Okay, how about the others? Okay, did you add grass? Naglagay ba kayo ng grass? You can use crayons if you don't have paint. Next. Ito medyo, you can put it outside to dry. Okay. Or you can wait. You don't need to do this now kung basa pa. You can wait. Or make new sets. Make a new one. Gawa kayo ng bago. Okay, sige, gawa ako ha. This time, pwede akong gumamit ng green na lang. Green, tingnan nyo to ha. You draw. Hindi ko na lang papadaanan kasi basa pa. It's still wet. And then look, pababa. Slanted line, diagonal line, pababa. Curved line. Curved line, pababa. Yan. Kita ba? Here. See? Nice floral design. O, diba? Tada! Then this one, ganun din. You can use different colors. Yan. Mababa. And be careful, oh. Look, mine is still a bit wet. So I have to be really careful not to touch it. Okay? So I have to do floating hands. So better if you let it dry first. Better if tuyo siya. Patuyuin niyo po muna. Gawa muna kayong iba. Para habang pinapatuyo. Yan. Slanting down, pababa. Yan. And then usually sa baba, dapat mas makapal. You can make this bottom part a bit thicker. Yan. See? Papakapalan ko lang ha. So for the plants, as you go down, pag mas pababa, it gets thicker. Yung plants. Even the trees, di ba? Yung baba, mas makapal. Okay. Next, ito naman. Maybe. Then you can put dots. And then the stem. Okay. Yan, pababa. Look, I'm making it thicker. This one. This one naman, tingnan nyo yung gawa ko dito. Okay. So, Summer is asking, teacher, can I do a background? You can, but be careful that the flowers will not get painted. Okay, baka kasi magdumihan. Yan. Sabi ni Phoenix, may grass na. Wow, may grass. Okay, sige. Last na to. Yan. I'll just add some lines here. Don't have to copy this. You can make your own design, own patterns, and own flowers. There. Here. Add ko lang ng grass. Diba? Pwede na pang greeting card. Check, 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 check. I'm using a dry brush. Next time ko na ituturo itong dry brush technique. Check, check, check. Here. Yay! There. So here's my painting. And this one, the other one. Yay! So how was your work? Wow. Hi, Marie Chris 21 from Hong Kong. From Kumu. Yan. Okay, let's see. How's your work? Sabi ni Isaiah, I messed my art. What happened, Isaiah? Okay, minsan talaga, if it's your first time, sometimes it really happens. Okay, sometimes it gets messed up. So what you do, take note of your mistakes. Saan kayo nagkamali? And then you can try to do it again. Okay, and this time, try to improve and learn from your mistakes. Okay? How was your work? So, how many flowers did you make in total? I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ay, butterfly pala to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I made 11 flowers. Okay, how about you? Ilan yung nagawa nyo? Okay? Yan. Sige, let me know kung ilan yung nagawa nyo. Ay, sabi ni Isa, it looks cute. Okay, yan. Yay! So, you can continue this even if our class is finished. Okay, and then, okay, yun. Sige. So, tapos na ba kayo? Are you finished? Okay, I hope I can see your artworks. Okay? Sabi ni Phoenix, I think it's a bit messy but I'm having fun. Yes, minsan messy talaga. You can't avoid mess, but what you do is just practice. Okay. As Pia said, teacher, I like your flowers. Thank you, Pia. Done na daw, sabi ni Nikki. Okay, hi, Ma'am Rizalina. Okay, wow, Summer made 10. Si Caleb, 10. Wow, 10 flowers. Si Rhea, 8. James, 12. Okay, wow. Sige, okay. So, tapos na ba kayo? Okay, so gusto sana namin makita yung mga works nyo. We hope we can see your artworks. Okay, so pwede nyong picturean. Okay, kuhanan ng picture pagkatapos magpatulong kay nanay or tatay to share your artwork. Okay, on your social media. Okay, with the hashtag ArtSmart with Teacher Precious. Okay, siguraduhin lang naka-set to public. Just make sure that it's in public settings so we can see your post on your social media. Okay? Para mapakita namin to sa next episode natin next Friday sa Knowledge Channel Facebook page. Okay? And also, pwede nyo rin panoorin yung live stream and replay ng episode na to sa Just Love Kids website. Just log on to justlovekids.abs-cbn.com at i-click ang Knowledge Channel tab. Okay, so while online, you can also visit my website, teacherpreciousart.com. And please don't forget to like and follow my Facebook page. Just search Teacher Precious. Okay, andun yung mga ibang pang videos namin. Mula pa dati sa ArtSmart and sa aking mga nakaraang workshops. Okay, please subscribe to my YouTube too, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Yan. Okay, type nyo lang Teacher Precious. Mahanap nyo siya. Also, if you want to learn all the techniques in watercolor, I have a free online course on my website. Check nyo nga lang, teacherpreciousart.com. So, it's for free. You can watch it anytime. It's a recording. You can watch it anytime, anywhere. Okay? Yan. So, and also, I will have, for those intermediate and advanced students, I will be conducting a private class again this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, visual storytelling for young artists. So, it's a creativity class. So, if you're interested, just visit my website, message me on Facebook. Okay, all right. So, thank you for joining us today. So, tulad ng mga nakita nyo, lahat tayo ay may kaya-kayang-kayahan mag-painting. Okay, so huwag matatakot dahil maraming iba-ibang techniques ang pwede nyo pang ma-explore. Okay, so hope to see you again next Friday. Next Friday, we'll start our creativity class. Okay, so please join us again next Friday, 11 o'clock, and invite your friends too. Okay, so yan. So hanggang June 25 tayo magkakasama. Diba? Yan. So, and remember, okay, know your art, be art smart. So, thank you so much, everyone. Please share your works. I'll see you next Friday, 11 o'clock. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.